Okay, so we're almost to start time, and we just want to do a little housekeeping before we start. So I know we are here tonight. We are out like the Red Army is out. We are forced to be reckoned with, and I know that you are here to support your candidates. But for the benefit of those at home, I'm asking that as long as someone comes to the podium, if we can keep the flags down. So there's no problem with you all standing at the front of the stage, but just so that those the camera people at the back, so that they could feed the entire feed, so that the world can see, so the opposition could see. Because remember, we want to drama them tonight. What we going to do them tonight? We're going to drama them tonight. Correct. And if the flag's blocking, then they can't see and we can't drama them. So I'm just asking you all that as the speakers come on the stage, for us to just keep our flags down just so that we can be able to carry a good meeting. And as I said before, as the MP for San Fernando West said, what we're going to do them tonight? We're going to drama them. All right? So let us continue the festivity. We can continue the music. It's almost time for start time. Thank you.
Yo, yo, these are the biggest collab. Boom. When we touch them, they open shell up. 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 When you see we Juve morning, all we do is ship. Behind the truck Juve morning, we black and we green, sick. All a girl inside a van, make she bend and stick, shit. Job like we don't give a damn, we mad and we sick, sick. Juve money ringing bell, moving like we come from hell. We under a jab spell, so we playing jab until we dead. Jab away junk like fish, and you know any bet we dey in it. When you see we Juve morning, just give us a fish to it. All a girl, give she up behind the truck.
Only because the camera is still having some difficulties, right? So you see, if you all look behind, you see the cameraman at the back there, you see just this center here. And you know, we are the PNM, we are a disciplined people. You understand? And you know, as I say, and I'll keep saying it, we need to drama them a little. We need to make them frightened because they feel they're taking Sando and we're taking every single seat in San Fernando. Every single one. So excellent. So you see, as long as we could maintain that division there, then the camera will be able to, so a little get on Wasi on the side. You could wave your flag on the side. You could get on, I don't want to say bad, but you could get on the side. But as long as our camera people could get this center, we irie, right? I also want to make a call to our 141 warriors. We need you all on stage, please. We need you all stage side because we are about to start. All right, DJ, run a track.
Well, I want to get
know. Or you could come in the middle and party. The only thing is, again, it still remains just for the benefit of the camera. We just don't want the placards in the center, right? So let the people at the corner, you could let them hold the placards, or get on support all your party. But just who is ever in the center, so you all could come back together. We're here to celebrate together, all right? But once in the middle, just the placards. So that is the final instruction that I got tonight. All right, DJ, you can run a track again.
I know you gon' feel it. It gon' make you ball. Like in your feelings. Can't stop whining at all. Somebody gon' feel it. I say, feel it. Feel it. Feel it. And it's all day. The spirit telling me jump until the morning. And we're not going to stop until we fall. We're ready for the road. let you down, my friend. It was a misunderstanding. So if I took you for granted, then I promise from today I go jump like I never jump, wave like I never wave, wine like I never wine before, just to show you a sorrow. And I need you back in my life. You got people by the truck, emotions running high. We end up in the sky, tears running down we eye. Can't you tell that we sorry? We sorry. And we need you back in we life. And if I come back home, come home to me, come home to me, come home to me. It's another place like home. Home to me, come home to me, come home to me. It's another place like home. Home to me, come home to me, come home to me. Then I promise from today I go jump like I never jump, wave like I never wave, wine like I never wine before, just to show you a sorrow, a sorrow. And I need you back in my life. Look at people by the truck, emotions running high. We end up in the sky, tears running down we eye. Can't you tell that we sorry? We sorry. And we need you back in we life. And if I come back home, come home to me, come home to me, come home to me. It's no place like home. Come home to me, come home to me, come home to me. This is my apology. Follow me, come and see what you mean to Halloween. You're a treasure in my eyes, the greatest pleasure in my life. Whoa. Cause when you left it bad on me, honestly, hurry please, home is where the heart should be. Pretty feathers in disguise, back together we will. Don't you ever.
Do you know who really runs the corporation administratively and managerially? It's the CEO. And if you ask any corporation what has been the biggest obstacle to these elected executives doing what they would like to do, they will tell you it is the fuzzy interfacing between the executive that is elected and the public servant, and the executive has to hope and pray that they get a public servant who decides to cooperate with them.
Now, I have a severe concerns. The office of the CEO does not seem to be functioning as it should be functioning. If you have one individual sitting in an office hiring whoever they want at their convenience or whatever salaries they determine, that cannot be accepted. At the end of the day, we have to account to the people. So I am saying we are constrained by the problems we are having with our own civil servants here in the corporation, from the CEO come down, and their unwillingness or inability to provide the basic services that we are supposed to provide.
When your garbage piles up outside the road and you call the MP, the most the MP could do is call back the same corporation and say, try and see if you could get the CEO to beg the contractor to pick up the garbage up in Scorpion.
I want to join the chairman of Separia Corporation in calling for more accountability where regional corporations, where their CEOs are concerned.
We really need local government reform.
And if we're going to change, the question arises, change to what? And those questions will be answered when you look at our expectation that we will bring new management arrangements. An organization chart in the corporation which is filled with posts, with officers with certain skills, from town and country to engineering to social services to security, all of those things ought to become the backbone of local government in an attempt to provide a better quality of life for the people who live within the boroughs or corporations.
We really need local government reform.
On August 14th, make the right choice. Vote PNM. Great is the PNM.
These are all ministers who worked on the whole concept of advancing local government to a point where it reached the parliament in a bill called the Miscellaneous Provisions Local Government Reform Bill 2020. And here we go. Absent. Rushton Parry, Rai Ragbir, Barry Padarat, Michelle Benjamin, Saddam Hussein, Anol Ram, Kamla Prasad Bisesa. Absent. They couldn't be bothered to be in the parliament to take the vote as to whether local government reform, the bill that has gone through all those stages, ready for the people's representative to take a vote, they couldn't be bothered to even be in the parliament. So that is 7 of them accounted for. I have 12 more. Of the 12 more, David Lee, Rodney Charles, Khadija Amin, Rujanath Indar Singh, Rudal Munilal, Dinesh Rambali, Lakram Bodo, Vandana Mohit, Devanan Tanku, Anita Haynes, Ravi Ratiram, and Dr. Richard Sicharan abstain. The 19 of them, not a single vote for local government. Thankfully, you gave us 22 seats. So when 2 were out of the country, 20 were in the parliament. And the 20 of them voted for local government reform. You have a vote on August 14th. The same vote is coming to you on August 14th. Do you vote against local government? Do you abstain? Or do you vote for local government reform? That is the issue in this election.
We really need local government reform.
On August 14th, make the right choice. Vote PNM. Great is the PNM.
It's a beautiful future.
San Fernando, Harris Promenade, good evening. Would you please stand for the national anthem of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago? And as people of La Trinity, we invite God's presence here this evening as we start our proceedings. we welcome to the podium the PNM's candidate for Pleasantville, Mr. Robert Paris.
Father God, we invite your presence here at this meeting. We ask for traveling mercies for those that are on their way. We say a special prayer for our political leader and Prime Minister in the face of all travesty and adversity. We say a prayer for every speaker, every presenter here tonight. We say a prayer for our 141 PNM winning candidates, their campaign managers and their campaign teams. And we ask this in your name only. Amen.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. San Fernando, is there anybody from San Fernando here tonight? Is there anybody from the People's National Movement here tonight? Make some noise. Let our political leader, Prime Minister Dr. the Honorable Keith Rowley, hear you. Make some noise for him. He is listening to us live on the airways. Good evening, Dr. Rowley. Officers of the movement, including our Lady Vice Chairman, the indefatigable Mrs. Camille Robinson-Regis. Operations Officer, Miss Irene Hines, Mr. Indar Parasram, Deputy Political Leader, Dr. the Honorable Nian Gadsby Dolly. Welfare Officer, Miss Maxine Richards, San Fernando, your very own Public Relations Officer, Honorable Faris Al-Rawi. San Fernando, also your very own Assistant General Secretary, Mrs. Patricia Alexis. Labor Relations Officer, Mrs. Jennifer Batiste Primus. The Queen of San Fernando and the Grand Dame of the People's National Movement, Mrs. Joan Yule Williams. Members of the Executive of San Fernando's East and West, His Worship the Mayor of the City of San Fernando, Alderman Junior Regrello. Honorable Brian Manning, Member of Parliament for San Fernando East. Your San Fernando PNM candidates and all 141 PNM candidates. You, the beautiful people on Harris Promenade, and the beautiful people of Trinidad and Tobago, a very good PNM evening. My name is Laura Lazama Leasing, and I am your co-host this evening, together with
San Fernando, and I am Renuka Sagram Singh Suklal, and it gives me great honor to share this stage with my sister in the Senate tonight. All of Trinidad and Tobago, all undecided voters who may even be here tonight, the new and young voters of Trinidad and Tobago, even the despondent UNC voters, the world that is watching us via the airwaves and the internet. We are the People's National Movement. And brothers and sisters, what is the People's National Movement? The People's National Movement remains the only political party still standing without concoctions and fly-by-night amalgamations or partnerships. Brothers and sisters, the PNM stands on its own, win, lose, or draw. The PNM, brothers and sisters, it can be concluded that once the public experiences a sinking sand of chaos and confusion, who do they call upon? The People's National Movement. And brothers and sisters, the PNM is out in our numbers here tonight in the city of San Fernando. San Fernando East, let me hear you. San Fernando West, let me hear you. Brothers and sisters of Trinidad and Tobago, we at the People's National Movement invite each and every one of you to pay attention and listen to what we at the People's National Movement have on offer for you. And to start our batting order, I want to welcome a man who is no stranger to this wonderful city. Ladies and gentlemen, The next speaker is who I consider my political brother, a batch from 2020. We screened together. We both contested an election in 2020. However, when I got relics, this man went on and brought San Fernando East home to the People's National Movement. From a royal bloodline of the People's National Movement, who though possesses many of the great qualities of his father, he is stepping into his own, holding his own, and forming his own political identity. Brothers and sisters of Trinidad and Tobago and San Fernando, put your hands together as we welcome to the political hustling the Member of Parliament for San Fernando East and the Minister in the Ministry of Finance, Mr. Brian Manning.
Give praise, children. Give praise. Give praise, children. Yeah. Give praise. Give praise, children. Yeah. Oh, Father, who has given us His heart, that we can all feel like we are part of this earthly heaven.
Good evening, San Fernando. The Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, the Honorable Dr. Christopher Rowley, who is on his way, my fellow parliamentarians, His Worship, the Mayor of San Fernando, Alderman Junior Regrello, party officials, election candidates, specially invited guests, members of the media, those viewing at home. Welcome to the city of San Fernando, the greatest city in Trinidad and Tobago, I might add. It was the dream, passion, and vision of one Patrick Augustus Mervyn Manning that we would have local government reform. You know that. This is the city where he was born, raised, and lived. He cared so much about local government reform that he named his only begotten wife, Hazel Manning, Minister of Local Government. And it was under her tenure that many of these local government reforms were formulated and developed. Thank you, Hazel Manning, for your hard work and caring for the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Ladies and gentlemen, this may be the most important local government election in the history of Trinidad and Tobago. It is about reform. And what does that mean? Reform means more autonomy for our regional and municipal bodies in Trinidad and Tobago so that they will be able to deliver goods and services to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. It also means more funding for various projects so that the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago can be better cared for by this PNM government. What is the other side offering? Absolutely nothing. We offer reform, ladies and gentlemen. And because of that, we cannot allow ourselves to become complacent. If you have never voted in a local government election before, now is the time. Remember that. Now, I want to take a look at some of our candidates in this upcoming local government election. I call them agents of reform. Candidates, please stand so that you can be acknowledged by the crowd here this evening. Give them a round of applause, please. These are our agents of reform, ladies and gentlemen. With a team like this, it is going to be a long, hot, and cruel summer for the UNC in Trinidad and Tobago next month in local government elections. Ladies and gentlemen, we have to do our duty to ensure that this great dream and vision and destiny is achieved with local government reform. So on election day, come out and vote. Vote for the PNM. Vote for the party of Eric Williams. Vote for the party of Patrick Augustus Mervyn Manning. Vote for the party of Dr. Christopher Rowley. Vote for the party of reform, because great is the PNM, great is the PNM, great is the PNM, and it shall prevail. Thank you all.
Give praise, children, yeah.
on the August 14th local government polls, the man who is the driving force behind local government reform, San Fernando, make some noise for the political leader of the People's National Movement, the Member of Parliament for Diego Martin West, our Prime Minister, Dr. the Honorable Keith Christopher Rowley. Good evening, Prime Minister. Welcome to San Fernando. Down here has all the tempo, Prime Minister. And so, ladies and gentlemen, we continue with our program. And we invite our second speaker for this evening. He is no stranger to you here in San Fernando. He previously served as your Member of Parliament for San Fernando West between 2007 and 2010. And for the past 7 years, he has served as your mayor right here in the city of San Fernando. A man of the people, a man of culture, a true Trinbagonian. San Fernando, please welcome His Worship, the Mayor of San Fernando, Alderman Junior Regrello.
Dr. the Honorable Keith Christopher Rowley, political leader of the People's National Movement and Prime Minister of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, a Member of Parliament for Diego Martin West. The Honorable Faris Al-Rawi, Member of Parliament for San Fernando West and Minister in the Ministry of Rural Development and Local Government. The Honorable Brian Manning, Member of Parliament for San Fernando East and a Minister in the Ministry of Finance. Candidates on the head table here for San Fernando City Corporation, and members of Parliament and members of the executive sitting in the bandstand. Those of you sitting in the bandstand are sitting on holy ground. That is where Dr. Williams made his maiden speech in 1956. And where the PNM was launched in San Fernando. And permit me to share some information with you. The building across the street, San Fernando City Hall, is where Dr. Williams was invited in 1955 to speak on colonialization and culture in the Caribbean. And out of that meeting, together with Ibit Musahib, Jared Montano, and some other dignitaries, a seed was planted for the formation of the People's National Movement. And that's where it started in San Fernando. The following year, Dr. Williams was able to launch the PNM in Port of Spain. So this bandstand is our Woodford Square, and this is important and it's holy ground for all of us in the city of San Fernando. I have been asked to speak briefly on local government reform, but I want to crave your forbearance somewhat to permit me to speak from a San Fernando perspective somewhat. As you would know, San Fernando is dear to my heart. I was born in that hospital across there. I was christened, confirmed, and served as an acolyte in that church over the road. And I spent my entire life in this traverse, in this space. So San Fernando is dear to me. This is my home. It's in that context we have to look at how local government reform will impact on the city of San Fernando. Between 2003 and 2010, the Patrick Manning administration built over 3,000 houses in and around the city of San Fernando. And as good as it was for the homeowners and the people, it impacted on City Hall, as we did not have the resources there to service these homes. We were stymied by limitation that exists and continue to exist today. And in that context, reform will more or less mobilize us and put us in a position where we can serve our citizens. I can go further or the impact of that. Today, if you have to service your building or do any advance or renovation, you have to come to our corporation for the engineers to go there and give you approval. We are limited. We have a shortage of workers there. We do not have the power or the autonomy to do the hiring. Reform will allow us to give you the service that you desire and you deserve. We can continue with this. Town and country planning in San Fernando. It is difficult. We have a town planner that comes once a week. And we have documents piled up there for weeks and months for persons who are doing business and cannot get it done. There are persons who have bank loans and trying to get the approvals, and it's stymied by the same process. Local government reform will address those issues. Garbage collection has been a major issue in the city of San Fernando. I've been driving around the city and I'm amazed at what we're seeing. We have a serious problem there. You may not know that the contractors who service the area are moving on a month-to-month contract, and it is operating in such a way that it is not affecting you the way it should. What has happened over the years is that garbage contractors, it's a minimum amount of them, about 6 or 8 of them, and none of them are from San Fernando. Local government reform will allow us to restructure that operation and give people in San Fernando the opportunity to earn. Entrepreneurs can earn vehicles. We can create employment for our people. Because those contractors who are not from San Fernando bring their workers from outside of San Fernando. Charity begins at home, and reform will give us the power to do those things. And it goes further than that. The contractors are now working month to month because they took the government to court. And although we won the case, they also took it further, and that is pending. What is happening is that the contractors are protesting and not as efficient as they should and not as reliable as they should be. School maintenance. My councillors can tell you, the candidates can tell you, on the day when we had, it was nomination day at the Marabella Secondary School, there were several bulbs blown in the hallway to that school. Our children are going to school in darkness. I asked the principal why these bulbs haven't been changed. She said, but she wrote to the ministry and she was referred to another agency. Under reform, one phone call to the mayor's office, and within 10 minutes, those bulbs will be changed. That's what reform is about. I am saying, under reform, what we will do is set up an agency that will operate and confirm with all the schools what their needs will be. And a budget will be put aside to service and maintain the schools. Our street maintenance is also critical. We also have to look at tax collection. What will happen when we collect our taxes? Yes, we will look at our proposed budget, and the shortfall will come from the tax, and the rest will go to the consolidated fund. We are in a place to make local government reform effective that will benefit the people of Trinidad and Tobago. And don't talk about employment. San Fernando at this point is at a cusp of development. Never in my life have I seen anything like that. I wish I was 19 years old. The waterfront is coming on stream. We are moving from the road development, the construction of buildings that will deal plumbers, welders, carpenters, whatever it is. And you young people have opportunities out there among waiting for you. So I'm excited by this period. I'm excited by all that is happening in San Fernando. Local government reform is critical to us. You young people get familiar with what reform means. Because ever so often during the campaign, we have to sit and speak to people. What is reform about? Reform is about management. Reform is about putting opportunities there for the people of San Fernando and making sure that we are in a better place. I want to congratulate all those young people today who have put themselves forward to serve the Trinidad and Tobago and serve the city of San Fernando. And I am sure that we will do whatever we have to do. Let me go a little further. Those of you who are listening to us here tonight, whether it's from the Western Peninsula to Toko, you know what you have to do on the 14th of August. You're going to vote for the People's National Movement. If you're way down in Cedros, you'll do the same thing. You vote for the People's National Movement. And the people of San Fernando, if you are living in the Koke and Turuba area, you vote for Teresa Lynch. If you are voting in Monrepo to Navet, you're voting for Nigel Coutier. If you're voting in Vistabella, Marabella South Vistabella, you're voting for Marcus Gidari. If you're living in Lesotho, East Sapero, you're voting for Riyad Hossein. If you're voting in Lesotho, West Laromaine, you're voting for Saeed Mohammed. If you're living in Springvale Paradise, you're voting for Naigam Joseph. And if you're in Pleasantville, you're voting for Roger Paris. Robert Paris. And if you're voting in Marabella West, you're voting for Jamila Flood. So we go out on the 14th of August, vote for the People's National Movement. Thank you.
We can do better than that. Let us give our mayor a round of applause. Trinidad and Tobago employment, the ease of doing business in your communities, school maintenance, the hiring of local contractors, street maintenance. That is why at the PNM we believe in reform. Give a hand and a round of applause again for our mayor for breaking it down and making us understand why we are focused on reform in this local government election. Brothers and sisters, I now turn to introducing one of our 141 flag bearers. Trinidad and Tobago, he has been delivering great value and service to clients for the past 23 years as a financial advisor. He is the Managing Director of Margin Financial and Insurance Services Limited and has served in this capacity since the year 2000. Brothers and sisters, he is on the ground. Brothers and sisters, he is PNM. He has recognized that this is a place where every creed and race finds an equal place. I ask you to put your hands together as we welcome to the political hustings, the candidate for Marabella South and Vista Bella, Mr. Marcus Girdari.
Thank you, Madam Chairperson. His Worship the Mayor, Alderman Junior Regrello, our political leader and Prime Minister, the Honorable Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley, our MP, the Honorable for San Fernando West, the Honorable Faris Alwari, and my MP for San Fernando East, the Honorable Brian Manning. Please allow me to also extend greetings to all the other MPs present with us and senators, and to my 140 other candidates for the local government election. Good evening, and to you, my family of PNM. Pleasant good evening, and welcome to the lovely city of San Fernando. It is my absolute pleasure to stand before you and my honor as your candidate for the electoral district of Marabella South Vista Bella, under the banner of the People's National Movement. The PNM is the only political party vying for this local government election that has provided us with a suggestion and a solution for the problems that are plagued with local government in the delivery of services to you, the citizens of Trinidad. And what is that solution? Local government reform. During my first term in office, I was successful in the accomplishment of the following projects: 16 drain and irrigation projects, the repaving of 9 local roads, the installation of 6 convex mirrors, and the provision of 49 unemployment persons in the district for the continuous casual employment on a rotational basis. In the height of the local COVID pandemic, 20 families were given the opportunity to receive electronic devices and school book vouchers. Also, the one school that is in my district at this point in time, Vista Bella Presbyterian Primary School, also received SEA examination packets for the students sitting the SEA exam, as well as the SEA examination preparation workbooks. For 3 continuous months during COVID, 65 households were provided with frozen chicken, vegetable packs, flavored water, food hampers, and even female sanitation pads, sanitary pads. These are items that were all donated through the kind provision of one, the Ministry of Agriculture, through our Honorable Senator Kazim Hussein and other business entities, and for this, I wish to thank them. But also, yes, let's thank them, ladies and gentlemen. Also, individuals with special needs in my district were also provided with building and construction material, electrical material for homes that were in dire need of repairs. Also, queen beds, twin beds, wardrobes, and even wheelchairs were provided to residents in an aim of improving their lives and lifting the development of communities. Not only were persons who reside in the Marabella South Vistabella district benefactors to the representation that I would have offered, but also the police officers at the TTAPS Marabella police station was in receipt of cases of N95 masks, disposable gloves, sanitation, hand sanitizers, as well as other protective items for their personal being, because as they protect and serve, I was able to protect and serve them as well. During the months of December for every year, I hosted what I call an accountability meeting with all my residents in my district. And this meeting was a meeting to give an account of my stewardship for the prior year. At this meeting, I disclosed what was accomplished and what is yet to be accomplished, and listened to the suggestions and that these residents also had for the improvement of our communities. So from this continuous representation, what can we expect? What can you, the residents of Marabella South Vistabella, expect in the coming term? Well, I will address the traffic and parking congestion problems in residential areas. I will expand the environmental initiatives such as green spaces and recycling programs that have already begun in St. Joseph Village and Mutulands. The assistance of startup business ventures for small and self-employed individuals will be the focus to generate income streams for persons within my district. And community safety through the establishment of community watch groups and the continuous partnership with the police walkabouts in my district would also add. And finally, the increase in education of the social services available to families via the many social grants that this government has provided that made accessible to each and every one would also be part of my second term. With a track record like this, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, and with all that I have proposed, I am confident on August 14th, every one of you in Marabella South Vistabella will come out and vote the candidate under the People's National Movement to be the victorious candidate. And on the night of August 14th, you all will join with me and say, great is the PNM, great is the PNM, great is the PNM, and we have prevailed. I thank you.
Certainly we could give our candidate a better round of applause than that, San Fernando. And so we will continue to introduce Trinidad and Tobago for those who may have missed it, and we will continue to and we will introduce to you our slate of candidates, other standard bearers, our warriors who will be going to the streets, who will be coming to you prior to August 14th. We asked you to accept them. To introduce the first slate of candidates, brothers and sisters, it gives me great pleasure to welcome to the lectern the Member of Parliament for Diego Martin Central, Minister in the Office of the Prime Minister with the responsibility for communication, the Honorable Mr. Simon Deno Brega.
Great is the PNM. Arrest Promenade. Great is the PNM. Great is the PNM. The PNM is great. PNM is great. My assignment, my honor tonight is a very, very simple one. To introduce you to this powerful slate of winning candidates from the borough of Diego Martin, from the city of Port of Spain. Are you all ready to meet them? Are you all ready to meet them? Let us start with my hometown, Diego Martin. And we start with Bagatelle Blue Basin, Miss Alina Wren. From Bellevue Bossier number 1, Mr. Samuel Carter. From Shagaramat Point Kumana, Mr. Kevin Williams. For Corbin Ridge Plain, Miss Avanel Boyce. For Diamond Vale, Miss Keita James. For Glencoe Goodwood La Puerta, Miss Amber Gaines. Mocha Bossier number 2, Damon Bonillier. Mon Coco Alice Glen, Lisa Richards Cole. Petit Valley Cocorit, Miss Marcia Marslin. And St. Lucian Cameron Hill, Miss Chelsea Mendez. Introducing you now to the winning candidate for Port of Spain City Corporation. For Belmont East, Nicole Young. Belmont North and West, Malua Bourne. Belmont South, Raphael Bourne. East Dry River, Mr. Clint Batiste. Northern Port of Spain, Mr. Bina Hartley. Southern Port of Spain, Mr. Dennis Bristol. For St. Anne's River Central, Miss Esther Sylvester. St. Anne's River North, Miss Alicia Gift. St. Anne's River South, Janelle Frederick. St. James East, my brother Japper Jamil Bisnat. St. James West, Mr. Imran Khan. And for Woodbrook, Mr. Owen St. Rose. Brothers and sisters, the message is clear. Whether it's Diego Martin, Port of Spain, or San Fernando, on August 14th, stand up and be counted. A vote for these candidates is a vote for reform, for responsibility, for delivery, for the right choice. Great is the PNM. Great is the PNM. Great is the PNM. And we shall prevail.
And as we say goodbye to Diego Martin and Port of Spain, we welcome the Deputy Political Leader, Policy and Member of Parliament for St. Anne's East, the Minister of Education, Dr. the Honorable Leanne Gadsby Dolly. Any PNM people in the house? Anybody from Tuna Puna? Let us welcome the candidates from Orsonville, Tuna Puna, John Boy Bernard Briggs. Blanchichet Santa Rosa, welcome Sheldon Moore. Guane Aruka Cane Farm, Maria Batiste. Carapo, welcome Derek Nagel. Hora Paradise Tacarigua, Reginald Keith. Cleaver Dabady, put your hands together for Shaquila Clark. Five Rivers, Desiree De Freitas Foster. Kelly Village, Warrenville, Alicia Ali. Keep the support going, PNM family, for La Florissant, Lopino, Dwayne Mora. Macoya Trinity, Giselle Josiah Austin. Maraca Santa Margarita, Trudel Noriega. Mausaka Maloney, Stephen Watley. St. Augustine, South Piaco, St. Helena, Latoya Grace Central. Valsain, St. Joseph, Avia Isaac. And Wallafield, Nahakita. Let's welcome Harrian Roberts Let's welcome all your candidates for Tunapuna. Kure Paje, join us on stage, Neela Maharaj. As Tunapuna leaves the stage, let's make way for San Juan Lavantel Regional Corporation. Anyone from San Juan Lavantel here? San Fernando, I find that wasn't good enough. Anyone from San Juan Lavantel Regional Corporation here? That sounds more like it. Let's start the ball rolling with our candidate for Rangwes Warner Village, Ashmead Mohammed. Barataria, let's welcome Kimberly Small. Beetham Picton, put your hands together for Darren Corridon. Caledonia Upper Malik, Kwesi Antwine. El Socorro Rangwes North, Karina Nanan. Sevabokmalatres, Janice Coward Charles. Maracas Bay, Santa Cruz, Lafayette, Israel Charles. Morva, Junior Sintele. Peterbrook, Mount Lambert, Champlain, give it up for Kadeem Graham. San Juan East, Raphael John. San Juan West, Jody Johnson. St. Anne's Cascade, Monrepo West, Sherwin Jones. St. Barb's, Chinapoo, Shaniqua Harris. And rounding off San Juan Lavantel, Success Chumakat, Adana Griffith Gordon. Let's congratulate all our candidates of San Juan Lavantel Regional Corporation. Give them a San Fernando cheer.
Utilities to introduce to you our candidates for Arima and Sandy Grande.
PNM, 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 PNM. Let's give it up for the Royal Borough of Arima. Where's the Arima posse? Arima. We're painting Arima red, 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 red. On August the 14th, Arima voting for local government election reform. So first, let us welcome the winning candidate for Arima Central, Mr. Sheldon Garcia. For Arima Northeast, Kim Garcia. Arima West Omera, Mr. Dave Maharaj. Welcome the winning candidate for Calvary, Miss Janice Scott. For Malabar North, Miss Lynette Shaffer Ramrachan. Malabar South, Miss Joycelyn Worrell. And of course, the last winning candidate for the Arima Borough Corporation, ladies and gentlemen, PNM posse. For Tumpuna, Miss Jovan Roberts. Let's give it up for the winning borough, the winning candidates, the Red Army of the Arima Borough Corporation, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give them a final round of applause. They are the PNM standard bearers for the local government reform on August the 14th. Thank you. Thank you, candidates. Well done. Continue serving the PNM well. Next, ladies and gentlemen, PNM posse, PNM warriors. Let's welcome the candidates for Sangre Grande Regional Corporation. Sangre Grande Regional Corporation once again will be red, 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 red. First, for Kamuto Tamana, Mr. Dave Rambarath. For Manzanilla Fishing Pond, Ms. Atalia Mohan. For Sangre Grande Northwest, Ms. Alicia Thomas. Sangre Grande Northeast, Mr. David Ellis Guy. Sangre Grande South, Mr. Darren Buchun. For Valencia Toko, Anicia Williams Penny. Valencia West, Kiva Isaac. And the last winning candidate for the Sangre Grande Regional Corporation, ladies and gentlemen, PNM posse. Let's put our hands together for the Vega de Ropuch candidate, Latoya Lane Lampkin. So let us put our hands, PNM posse, in the great city of San Fernando for our winning candidates for the Sangre Grande Regional Corporation. Great is the PNM. Great is the PNM. Great is the PNM. And we shall, and we will always prevail.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. PNM people, let me hear you. And what we have done tonight is presented to you some of the best persons to represent you in our upcoming local government election. But Trinidad and Tobago, all of this will mean absolutely nothing if you do not go out in your numbers by your hundreds on August 14th and cast the vote for those young persons, those very worthy persons who just graced us on this stage. Let us give our warriors a round of applause. And now it gives me great honor for us to welcome on stage to give us a little entry. Hold on. Well, that is part of it, right? So what we have to do again is just make some noise. You know, and I'm using this opportunity again, especially for our undecided voters. I want you all to pay attention to the rest of tonight's program. This is where you will be able to have an opportunity to not be mama guy. This is an opportunity for you to really sit and listen to what the People's National Movement has to offer to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Brothers and sisters, you can rest assured that a vote for the People's National Movement will be a vote for, and you know, we heard our Honorable Mayor mention it, a vote for the People's National Movement will be a vote for employment in our communities. A vote for the People's National Movement will be a vote for the reform of local government. And so, to give us a little form of entertainment, it gives me great pleasure to welcome on stage Mr. Rishi Singh.
Yeah. Good night, ladies and gentlemen. How are you all this hour? If you're ready for August 14th, show me the finger. You're ready for them? DJ, give me the tune one time. If you love the People's National Movement, somebody say yeah, yeah. Do so. There we go. Put your hands up in the air. Woo! Sing. आप जैसा कोई मेरे जिंदगी में आए तो पास बन जाए. Sing. It's real unity, real unity. Everybody. आप जैसा कोई मेरे जिंदगी में आए. Put your hands in the air, hands in the air. Sing. It's real unity. Listen. Anybody from San Fernando? Anybody from Marabella? Somebody missing. Anybody from Sangre Grande? If you love Dr. Rowley, put your hands up in the air. If you love the PNM, put your hands up in the air. Do so. Hands up. Real unity. Sing. Is real unity. DJ, wheel out. 1, 2, 3. Sing. Is real unity. DJ, next track. If you love Trinidad and Tobago, put the 2 hands in the air. Do so. We got dust them away on 14th. Dust them away. There we go. Dust them. Dust them. Dust them away. We got dust them away. 14th of August. All you ready? Sing. Lotella. Come on, Lotella. Lotella. Come on, Lotella. Elote Bauchi. Ah, Lote Bauchi, Lote. Come on, Lotella. Elote Bauchi. Ah, Lote. If you're ready for election, put your right hand in the air, right hand in the air, right hand in the air. Anybody from South Trinidad, put your hands up in the air. Anybody from Cuba, Central. Anybody from the East-West corridor, hands up in the air. Listen. Bhai all pouchy, barat mein bheli. Bhai, show me the right hand. Turn it up. Let me go. Let me go. Hands in the air. 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 Do so. Do so. Bhai all pouchy, barat mein bheli. Bhai all pouchy, barat mein bheli. Dance upar jawe pouchy, come Lotella. Dance upar jawe pouchy. Sing with me. Elote Bauchi, aha Lote Bauchi, Lote, come Lotella. Elote Bauchi, ah, without DJ. If you love the PNM and you love the People's National Movement, like how your blood has flowed through your veins. If you love the People's National Movement, somebody say yeah. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
People, real unity. Let us give Mr. Singh a round of applause, and we continue, brothers and sisters, we continue Trinidad and Tobago to show this country what the People's National Movement stands for, and that is real unity. It gives me great pleasure to welcome on stage the Honorable Senator Avinash Singh to introduce to you our candidates from Shogunas, Kuva, Tabakit.
San Fernando! Look at people! My name is Singh, but I can't sing like Rishi Singh, eh? My PNM brothers and sisters, it's my pleasure to introduce the winning candidates of the Shogunas Borough Corporation and the Kuva Tabakit Talparo Regional Corporation. I will be voting in Charlieville. So let's welcome our candidate, Mr. Sherwin Lucas. They call him the local Shah Rukh Khan for Kunupia Mahindra Rampasad. Edinburgh, Londonville South, the winning candidate that will be bringing home that seat once more to the People's National Movement, Stacey McSween. The lovely and dynamic Lisa Holder will be bringing home Enterprise North Esmeralda. Enterprise South Londonville North, Mr. Andy Lewis. For the agricultural breadbasket in Shogunas, my hometown, Felicity Endeavour, Miss Devika Suku. The economic capital of Shogunas, Montrose, Andel Paramsuk. Make some noise for our standard bearer for the People's National Movement. The chairman of Shogunas West, where I live, he's going to be fighting like a lion for the Monroe Road, Caroni Savannah, Mr. Kevon Phillip. Make some noise. And that, my friends, is a winning team for the Chaguanas Borough Corporation. Let's give them a San Fernando welcome. Moving now to the industrial capital of Central Trinidad, the Cuva Tabaqui Talparo Regional Corporation, and our winning candidate for Breachin Castle Esperanza, Mr. Chris Alexander. Calcutta number 3 Macbean, Mr. Shazad Khan. Caparo Mamoral Clement Francis Jr. Make some noise for Caratal Tortuga Cussel Williams. Is there anybody from Claxton Bay? Claxton Bay, Pointe-à-Pied, Miss Danielle Lane. Make some noise for Miss Danielle Lane. Cuva East Balmain, the dynamic Sharda Satram. Cuva West Roystonia, Lenice Burnett Packet. I believe the youngest candidate on this slate, Freeport Chickland. Let's welcome Bishala Gangabisun. Gasparello Bonaventure, Mr. Jason Ramkisun. Las Lomas San Rafael, Linda Babulal. Londonville Talparo, Danelle Webster. Perseverance Waterloo, Esther Anderson. Peparo San Pedro Tabaquit, Simonette Williams. Savonetta Point Lisas, Rajendra Gosain. And topping up the Cuva Talparo Tabaquit Regional Corporation, St. Mary's Cassenfield, Mr. Sheldon Reese. There, my friends, PNM family, brothers and sisters, is our standard bearers, the dynamic team that will bring in home the Cuva Tabaquit Talparo Regional Corporation to the People's National Movement. Great is the PNM. Great is the PNM. Great is the PNM, and we shall prevail. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Is there point 14 in the house? Is Mayaro in the house? Brothers and sisters, it gives me great pleasure to welcome to the political hustings to introduce to you our another slate of candidates, the Honorable Mr. Kennedy Richards.
San Fernando! We now go to the Mayor Rio Claro Regional Corporation. And for Bish Charuma, Mr. Orada Khan. Make some noise. For Kokal, Mafiken, Imran Ali. Akesville, Ruth Ali Mohammed. Come on, we can do better than that. Raise it up, San Fernando. Mayaro North, Ryan Stewart. Mayaro South, Guayagayari, Patrick Phillips. Give it up for Patrick. Rio Claro North, Janice Armstrong. And Rio Claro South, Jaron Mohammed. So give it up now for the Mayor Rio Claro winning PNM candidates. A loud round of applause to them. So August 14th, go out in your numbers and support the PNM candidate. Are we going south? Are we going home? Are we going home? For Captivate Party Village, I present to you Marilyn Ramnaransing. In Egypt, ladies and gentlemen, the chief Egyptian, I bring to you Mr. Kwesi Thomas. Hollywood, the home of the stars. Hollywood, the home of the stars. I bring to you, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Christopher Wright. There's none other than the member for New Village. And this afternoon I bring for you, ladies and gentlemen, the experience, Mr. Leslie Pascal. For Newlands Mahika, we bring to you clean, sober, and righteous thinking young man, Mr. Steve Gashad. And to round up the six that will share some licks, we bring for you this afternoon Tisha Guapo, Mr. Wendell Williams. And I ask the six to step forward. And this, ladies and gentlemen, will be the PNM 6 in Point 14 and will be sharing plenty licks. So great is the PNM. Great is the PNM. Great is the PNM. And August 14th, let's make it real.
Member of Parliament for Point 14. And as we move along, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to keep that energy pumping as we welcome the party's elections officer and our lone standard bearer in Cuba Tabakit Talparo, Mr. Indar Parasram.
PNM, San Fernando. Let's welcome for the new borough of Siparia, history in the making, the 9 candidates that will represent the PNM in the new borough of Siparia. For Advocate San Francisco North, Mr. Richard Gooden. Brighton Bethany, Mr. Gillian Lewis. Seagrass, Mr. Anthony Von Ganes. Erin, Miss Arlene Randall. Mondesi, Mr. Kennedy Polio. Otahiti Rosila, Mr. Cortez Carvai. Palaseco, Mr. Anton George. Siparia East, San Francisco South, Mr. Vijay Bochun. Siparia West, Faizabad, Mr. Kamaluddin Ghani. These 9 candidates will be victorious on August the 14th to bring on the new Siparia Borough Corporation. As we move right on to the Pinal Debe Regional Corporation, let's welcome for Barakpur West, Shelby Sogrim Rampasad. Debe East Esperance, Mr. Emmanuel Gopal. Bronte, Mr. Sunil Suchit. Debe South, Mr. Leon Small. La Fortune Debe North, Ms. Judy Sokdeo. La Romaine, Mr. Jeffrey Rangel. Palmel Hermitage, Ms. Nyla Sivan. Pinal, Shannon Rotnarine. Quina Mondiablo, Ms. Shusha Yavod. Rounding off Roshad Barakois, Ms. Susan Denise Joseph. Let's welcome our 9 candidates for the Pinal Debe Regional Corporation. Great is the PNM, great is the PNM, and we will all prevail on August the 14th. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Indar Parasram. Thank you to our candidates from Siparia and Pinal Debe, San Fernando. These are the people that you are waiting for. To introduce to you our PNM candidates from Princetown and from the city of San Fernando, please welcome your former mayor, the Minister of Agriculture, Senator the Honorable Haji Kazim Hussain.
PNM people, let me hear you. By the Catholic Church, I want to hear you. We love you, so we take good care of you. To introduce the PNM standard bearers, first I would like to call Ben Luman, Handbag in Williamsville. Therese Mitchell. Give him a PNM welcome. He's a winner. Current Cedar Hill. Sion Artley. Fifth Company, VJ Ram Logan. Moruga's PNM, remember that. Hindustan St. Mary's, Gabriel Cummins. Inverness Princetown, Nicole Goffrey. Lengua Indian Walk, we taken actually Gotham. The frightening Moruga, you know, the frightening. Moruga itself, Emmanuel Pierre. New Grand Tableland, Kevin Sow. He's a winner, he's a winner. Reform Manahambri, Richard Rugby. And last coming up, St. Julian Princetown, Antoinette Hill. We love you so, we'll take good care of you in Princetown. Great is the PNM. Great is the PNM. We love you, so we'll take good care of you. It's my distinct pleasure. I have been in the service of local government for over 40 years, on the administrative arm, as a councillor, as a mayor, a minister of local government. And it's my distinct pleasure to stand with our Honorable Prime Minister to have local government reform once again. And we will ensure that this comes to pass, and only in the PNM this can happen. Kokie Taruba, Teresa Lynch. She's a winner. When I walk with her in Taruba and Kokie, everybody's coming out with her. Everybody, they love her. Lesa for Isi Pero. Well, I don't want to say it, but he's my brother. We come from a family of service. And service to mankind is service to God. Lesa for West Laramine, a newcomer, come from the energy sector, Mr. Saeed Mohammed. Give him a round of applause. And he's making waves in Gulfview and Bel Air. They freed him in Bel Air. Marabella South Vistabella. Well, we have the man called Marcus Gadari. The real freed Marcus, they freed him. They're bringing everybody down to walk with Marcus, but we will beat them. We will beat them in Marabella South Vistabella. Well, I have a favorite. Well, all the candidates in San Fernando is my favorite, but I was walking with Jamila last week, and Jamila is a favorite. Jamila is a second generation PNM. Her mother is Jennifer Marisho. Give it up for her. We're introducing Monripo Navet, the man himself, Nigel Cotier. They put up a few yellow flags in Monripo and they're taking it down the next day. We have a next second generation PNM in San Fernando. It's plenty second generation. We have in Pleasantville, Mr. Robert Paris, in 13 years in the council. And they can't find a Chinese in UNC, but we finding them in San Fernando. Springvale Paradise, Naigom Joseph. And we love you, so come, Kanye. So on August 14th, we're voting for the 9 candidates in San Fernando. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. PNM family. Great is the PNM. Great is the PNM. Great is the PNM, and we shall prevail.
We take good care of you. Only the PNM understands. Is this a PNM meeting or what? Where my PNM people make some noise? Is anybody here from the PNM? DJ, let me hear some music one time because this is a PNM meeting, you know. Anybody from San Fernando?
This one is for
anybody
nation,
from
for the children.
PNM people, we're there. Listen, hey.
We're getting it done in the fires of hope and prayer.
PNM people, put your hands in the air. Oh, na.
There is no
and wave like this a bit. Come on, let me go. Sing.
Cause I see the light at the end of the rainbow, and I see the bright blue sky.
Who you voting for? Hey, when August 14 come, we voted PNM. Hey, put your hands in the air. You know why? Say them. Oh, hey,
we getting it done. Well, let me tell you something. Forward is how we moving, so never stop believing. We getting it done. A new country we building. This country must be choosing, and every day we proving. We getting it done. The only man
PNM people, I want to see put your 2 hands in the air. Hey, we doing it right. We getting it done. Hey, good for party. Team Rowley will build the legacy. So when you're voting, know that you're building a strong foundation for this great nation. This is a nation of many races, many faces and many races. So when you're voting on August 14th, I want to see 2 hands in the air. Everybody wave. Tomorrow has come and the change has begun. Yes, we moving. Yes, we moving. Here we come. Whoa, whoa. We're getting it done. So let me tell you one thing. This big man thing we doing. The right thing that we choosing. We getting it done. Hey, I want to hear all you singing louder. Say we getting it done. Hey, I'm not hearing you louder. Louder. Every time we beat them, this good one that we choosing. Ready, red people. Ready people for the PNM. We getting it done. We getting it done. Sing. In the fires of hope and prayer. Hey, hey. Together as one. There is no load we cannot bear. Wait for me now. And I see the light at the end of the rain. Vote for the PNM on August the 14th. Who you voting for? Tell me once again. Who you voting for on August the 14th? Put your flags in the air. Put your hands in the air. Everybody know. Everybody. 1, 2, say. We getting it done. Thank you very much. My name is Peter C. Lewis. And great is the PNM. Great is the PNM. And we will prevail.
Great is the PNM. Great is the PNM. Great is the PNM. And we shall prevail. Brothers and sisters, surely we can give our brother a round of applause. So we have just introduced you to our 141 candidates, Trinidad and Tobago. And as we continue with tonight's meeting, with tonight's public meeting, again, I make a clarion call to those who are at home. Listen to what the PNM has on offer for Trinidad and Tobago. Brothers and sisters, is there Kokie Taruba in the house? You know, in 2019, I remember that was for our local election. I remembered standing stage side in Port of Spain in the stadium when our next speaker took the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, she was fresh and young and had boy oh boy stinging she tongue. I was immediately impressed by our next speaker. Kokie Taruba, she is from the long lineage. She is from a long lineage of servant leaders. As she is the daughter, and you know him, as she is the daughter of who you refer to as One Vote Lynch, the man who won his seat in council, brothers and sisters, during his days by 1 vote. And you know what that means? That means that shows us how important every single vote is in this coming election. Brothers and sisters, PNM and services in this young lady's DNA. It gives me great pleasure to welcome to the political hustings the next councillor for Kokie Taruba, none other than Mr. Rissa Lynch. Kokie Taruba, you're better with the
Teresa Lynch gets the job done.
Kokie Taruba, you're better with
Teresa Lynch for Kokie Taruba.
Tell them reform is the right choice. Tell them PNM is the way. Vote in Teresa any day. And together we gonna make it better. Kokie Taruba, you're better with Teresa.
Reform the right choice.
Kokie Taruba, you're better with Teresa.
Is there anybody from the People's National Movement here tonight? I think we could do better than that. Is there anybody from the People's National Movement here tonight? Permit me to recognize recognize the first citizen of the city of San Fernando, Alderman Junior Regrello, and the political leader of the People's National Movement, Dr. the Honorable Keith Christopher Rowley. All other protocols having been previously established. Good evening, San Fernando. Good evening, San Fernando. This is the People's National Movement, red, bright, and full of glory. Ladies and gentlemen, I am no stranger to public service, having served the people of the city for the last 6 years and a half and this country. However, nothing makes me more prouder to have served the electoral district of Coquet-Tarouba with much vigor and enthusiasm. This is not an easy term, ladies and gentlemen. Just last year, we were all mandated to wear face masks. We were given stay-at-home orders, but your councillors were outside. Do you know why they were outside? Because they are essential workers, ladies and gentlemen. Your councillors were outside ensuring the needs of their residents were met. I remember the goal was to ensure every resident received a face mask. In fact, I engaged in a mass face mask distribution by which residents would have received face masks via their mailboxes. It was not an easy task, but we were inspired by the work being done by our central government, spearheaded by our political leader, Dr. the Honorable Keith Christopher Rowley. And we have lived to see yet another day because of his steadfast leadership, because he too had to make the right choices. I implore you, ladies and gentlemen, to make the right choices on August the 14th. Choose a councillor that have been visible. Choose a councillor that is hardworking. Choose a councillor that is compassionate, that would advocate on your behalf. I'm not sure if you all recognize, but I'm talking about myself. Ladies and gentlemen, when you insult, you had to get them the tempo, it's too hot. In the district of Coquet-Tarouba, I am happy to report that I have successfully completed 22 drainage projects, 15 road repair projects, 16 recreational facility improvement projects, for the significant mention of the works completed at Tarouba Recreational Ground and the Narayan Avenue Play Park and the Tarouba intersection by Crave, done by yours truly. I am proud to tell you tonight that funds have been released, tenders advertised, site visits conducted, contracts have been awarded for 17 upcoming developmental projects, all aimed at improving the lives, improving our community of the electoral district of Coquet-Tarouba. This is what it means to have Teresa Lynch as your councillor, ladies and gentlemen. And this is the People's National Movement. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a total of 60 projects. However, I'm not yet done. I have embarked on several public-private partnership projects and programs in conjunction with business communities in the city, but I am not yet done. It would be remiss of me not to inform you that I did not only focus on industrial developmental programs, but from Christmas in Tarouba to 250 backpack distribution, from virtual community meetings to police town meetings, from the installation of convex mirrors to new street signs, from football tournaments to Easter extravaganza. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the People's National Movement. San Fernando, this election is about you. The members of the opposition have you thinking that this local government vote does not make sense. The local government election does not make sense. However, they are the ones who have been running to the courts to stall the local government reform. The same opposition members that in the local government reform consultation was in agreement with the local government system needing reforming. It was the same opposition members that sat in joint select committee meetings for years and said local government system need reforming. It was the same Khadija Amin that agreed that with the chairman of Superior Regional Corporation that more accountability in the local government is needed. Ladies and gentlemen, it was the same Kamala Prasad-Bissessar who spoke to the need of increased autonomy, management, responsibility by elected representatives. Ladies and gentlemen, it is your People's National Movement that has proposed all these measures and more in the local government reform. This is the People's National Movement. San Fernando, you have the opportunity to make the right choice. San Fernando, you have an opportunity to reject the UNC lies and hypocrisy. San Fernando, you have the opportunity to vote for a party that moves with time. San Fernando, you have the opportunity to vote for a government that is recognized as the current that has recognized that the current local government system has not addressed the needs and expectations on the ground sufficiently. This government is working for you. This is the People's National Movement. You, brothers and sisters, have the opportunity to vote for local government reform, to vote for more employment at the city of San Fernando, to vote for tens and thousands of dollars more in sustainable funding at the city of San Fernando, to vote for better infrastructure, better roads, better drains, better schools, better post offices, better police stations, to vote for a stronger and more community-integrated municipal police force that will assist in fighting crime at the local level, to vote for social and community services taken in the form of back-to-school drives, bursaries, food support, minor home repairs, grants, community activities and community level, to ensure the Kokie-Taruba electoral district gets all that it needs. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the People's National Movement. No longer will you wait a year and a half for your drain to be fixed or months on end for your drains to be clean. Local government reform will improve the San Fernandians' overall quality of life. This is the People's National Movement. On August the 14th, I'm extremely confident that Sandy Grande will make the right choice, that Tunapuna Piako will make the right choice, that Kuva Tabakil Taparo will make the right choice, that Point 410 will make the right choice, that right here in San Fernando, Manipur Navet will make the right choice, that Springvale Paradise will make the right choice, that Marabella East and Marabella West will make the right choice. And of course, in Kokie-Taruba, my dear friends, we will definitely make the right choice. So on the eve of August 14th, we will gather, as we usually do, with mass celebration of our triumphant victory, shouting at the top of our voices, great is the PNM, great is the PNM, great is the PNM, and we shall prevail.
Teresa Lynch gets the job done.
Kokie-Taruba, you are in fact better with Teresa, and we encourage you and every single voting citizen in Trinidad to come out on August the 14th and vote for the People's National Movement. And ladies and gentlemen, to explain to you tonight why your vote is so important and why it is so critical for you to go to the polls on August 14th, wherever you are in the 141 electoral districts, we present to you the Minister of Rural Development and Local Government, the Public Relations Officer of the People's National Movement, former alderman, former opposition senator, your member of parliament in San Fernando West,
San Fernando love, PNM love, load up the place. Sea of red, sea of hope, sea of prosperity, the People's National Movement, led by our Honorable Prime Minister, Dr. the Honorable Keith Christopher Rowley. Ladies and gentlemen, 141 candidates at the invitation of the first citizen of San Fernando, the Honorable Alderman Junior Regrello, members of the head table, members of cabinet, distinguished party executives, beautiful people of Trinidad in their numbers come together in San Fernando, members of the media, good night. You know I'm coming to talk some facts. You know I'm coming to connect some dots. So permit me in the time that I have to start with the word development. San Fernando, as an example of development, I'll speak to tonight, and then we'll apply it to the rest of local government. Right here, you see the teaching hospital. Just down the road, you saw San Fernando's version of Napa, we call it SAPA. But say for those two anchors of development, back before 2010, San Fernando as a city did not receive development with a vision that was connected with a forward progression in mind. Drive all through San Fernando now, and you will notice the work that the central government has done. You will see $1.599 billion at work in San Fernando. You will recognize our new customs port area where the reclamation works are going on for 3.8 hectares at nearly $100 million. You will see the site of the new fishing port. You will see that in value at $40 million. You will see our road widening with coastal protection taking us close to $67 to $80 million. The widening of the road itself taking us to that waterfront vision finally coming to reality at a cost of $136 million. You will see that the PTSC bus yard has been removed to make way the garage facility for 400 housing units. That move alone, with the housing construction, $207 million. You will see the wharf, which is really known as Plaza San Carlos, at a tune of $61 million in development. You will see our beautiful Skinner Park Phase 1 facility at $160 million already opened. You will see the hospital car park at $140 million for 1,000 car parks to service the waterfront, where housing will go, where Plaza San Carlos will go, where road widening will go, where the hospital is. You will see our newly commissioned water waste treatment plant at $654 million. But that does not include 400 homes at Bayshore. That does not include hundreds of homes in infill in San Fernando, be it at Upper Hillside, at Navet, at Embacadere. And that, ladies and gentlemen, forms ground that somebody has to manage. Right now, the story of the management of local government is not a good one for a few simple reasons. One, the complaint about lack of money. Every one of our councillors, hardworking as they are, will tell you hundreds and thousands of requests. You scope the job, but you can't do it. Can't fix a pavement. Can't patch a pothole.
can't pick up the garbage. The second thing that you hear is that the administration of a local government body, San Fernando City Corporation, has to get the permission of the CEO. So you elect your councillors, you have a mayor, and you cannot get the work done because the city engineer didn't approve it, the CEO didn't say so. The third thing that you hear as we walk up and down in our constituency in the electoral districts is the issue of jobs. I applied for a job, someone will say, at the San Fernando Hospital. I applied for a job at the borough, as we still call it in San Fernando, at the corporation. You will see young men in this place that we call home. You will see young ladies, you will see families saying, "Sir, I want to look after my family, connect me with a job to do that." But at the same point in time, our citizens are making reports. The reports are coming in on paper. The councillors are trying to do it. The money is not there. Somehow the manpower is not there. You want your bulk waste collected. You want your grass cut. We want jobs to do it. We know we right here can do it. But let's connect the dots. When we put 250 houses or 400 houses at the waterfront, and we add another 400 houses at Bayshore, who is going to collect bulk waste, service the garbage? As the mayor said tonight, why do we have to hire outside contractors to bring outside people to come and do an inside job? Why does Embacadere, the Bronx, Ramsaran Street, Roy J, Monrepo, why do we have to wait on someone to look after our needs? Why does Olera Heights have to complain about grass cutting or public health? Ladies and gentlemen, the fact is, as the mayor said earlier, and as Marcus Gadari said earlier, the PNM has come forward with a policy that gives a solution to continuous rail problems. Now, the law is one thing. We have the local government law. The UNC has fought us. They don't support it. They say no to reform. Go back and consult more. But we, in the meanwhile, we, the people of Trinidad and local government, we want our schools repaired. We want our communities looking beautiful. We want our children to get to school safely and come back safely. We want our loved ones to come and walk along a well-lit promenade, a well-lit waterfront, and enjoy our community, where people who live in the community can obtain a job to look after our families, where young men and young women can find new skills, proudly as chefs, as entertainers, as people who are owning their own establishments. Why should the people of Ramsaran Street not own restaurants themselves? Now, add that in to the package we bring forward. We say enough of part-time councillors. We say our cities, our boroughs, and our corporations deserve full-time attention. Marcus Gadari has said that he philosophically came to the PNM because it offered a solution to rail problems. In coming to a full-time councillor, you are not going to find a councillor telling you, well, I am busy. You are going to have a councillor who is responsible for 5,000, 4,000, or 3,500 people, and you have your councillors full-time attention. The UNC says no to that. The UNC says, don't worry, about giving the authority to the mayor to have the CEO carry out functions, important functions like ensuring our municipal police are out and about in our communities, on the block, driving along the road, outside the gym that you go to in the evening, outside in the market where you're going to buy your goods and produce, outside the bank, outside the grocery. In the UNC saying, don't vote for the PNM, don't vote for reform, they are telling you no to full-time municipal police coordination. In this process of reform, we are saying create committees. A special committee of full-time councillors to ensure our schools are repaired. A full-time committee to ensure that culture with its money and movement and joy and opportunity and sport moves full-time. We are saying planning permission must be observed, because when the Guaracara River or the Cipero River overflows because somebody reduced the channel by building in it, there is flooding that we suffer. Shouldn't Jamila Marisho enjoy the power to ensure that Bayshore and Marabella sees the best days ever by having a full-time councillor? Shouldn't Olera Heights have water 24/7 by Nigel Coutier having full-time opportunity? Shouldn't the young men who are sitting on the block in Mbakadere, Block H, Block I, shouldn't they have a chance at employment? Well, how can you let 4 rent a yellow jersey, 2 rental flag, 2 rental back pocket that you see once every 3 years and once every 5 years stand in the way of that? Now, the local government law is one thing. The local government law is being operationalized, turned on at the ministry, and we have designed processes and people. We have seen employment of over 1,150 people, 531 municipal police on deck, in the pipeline about to go to academy, 235 plus, 135 litter wardens, 140 change agents. In putting the people to transform the law, we have also used technology. San Fernando and Trinidad, would you like to report your municipal problem? A broken water main, garbage that is not picked up, I don't have a job and I am skilled. Wouldn't you like to report that on your phone? Wouldn't you like to be able to see who is handling your matter, when they got it, when they are going to get back to you? Well, we have built the technology for that already. But folks, very importantly, it takes cash to care. You could have all the dreams in the world, champagne taste and Morby pocket you could have. We have to be able to afford what we are saying. And the Prime Minister has taken 2 very bold decisions. One, to ensure we pay a modest amount, each of us, $1 a day, $3 a day, $10 a day for a mansion, under property tax, but that comes to the local government corporations. That comes to City Hall. And San Fernando, who received $11 million in 2021, by the time we collect $2 a day and $3 a day, we can have close to $90 million in total. You know what $90 million means? It's $90 million to ensure that young men are employed in contract works, because the mayor and the full-time council has the power to hire and discipline under the new law. Are you for more jobs? Do our local people deserve to be paid, and are we prepared to pay our $1 and $2 and $3 a day to do that? Ladies and gentlemen, if we look at garbage collection, in the garbage collection arena, I can tell you, we did a survey, we did a study. Port of Spain Corporation owns all its compactors. They have 4 compactors, they have bulk waste, they collect all their garbage. Tunapuna, Piarco Regional Corporation, rents all of theirs. So they contract out. To move the rubbish by the market in Port of Spain, every month is $300,000 for the market alone. We, under local government, having extra revenue means that we can buy compactors, half owned, half rented, as the Canadian model shows, means that we can reduce the cost per head. It cost us in Tunapuna Piarco $46 in Point Fortin, $55 in San Fernando, $35 in Tunapuna Piarco per household, $35 per household to move. And by owning our equipment and renting some of it, using the local government reform, it means jobs for our people and a recycling industry to be born. San Fernando, Pinal de Bay, Point Fortin. Why should our corporations not have an asphalt plant and a batching plant? Why do large contractors have to be employed to do our patching? With greater revenue, each corporation will have the ability to consider buying an asphalt plant, a small one, a batching plant, and putting people to work to fix our own potholes. The UNC says no to that. The big issue of how you feel in terms of your security, your safety. Why is it that we are standing in the way with the UNC in the way, telling us don't collect your property tax to pay municipal police? If our young men and young women want to be employed in a dignified job as a municipal policeman, why not be employed by the city corporation right here? And why not have our police using CCTV camera footage to capture people on video, so you don't have to go to court and point out the man and say, that's him, I see him, he robbed me, and then you frightened for the rest of your life. You see, ladies and gentlemen, local government reform is about facts. And in the very short time that I have and few minutes left, I'd like you to put into your mind the information to go back to our communities. More jobs is local government reform. Small tax at property level, $1 a day, $3 a day, is to go right here in our communities. We, the people, deserve better. We want to use technology to make reports and see where we are. We have the solution. That is why I salute the courage of each and every councillor offering themselves as councillors now to serve the people of each one of our municipal corporations. So, ladies and gentlemen, no bacchanal from me tonight. Pure facts tonight. Tonight is not a night for bacchanal. Tonight is to equip you with why the reform matters to where we live, ladies and gentlemen. So connect central government, give local government the authority to do the job, equip them with the money to do it, equip them with the ability to hire the people and the services to do it, and let's make our lives better. On August 14th, 2023, we have a choice to be exercised with one finger. every person here in a red t-shirt, I wearing the figures of each one of our prime ministers on my Balize shirt tonight, say to you, there is only one political party with an express, clear plan to save our lives. Let us save Trinidad. Let us vote for the PNM. Great is the PNM. Great is the PNM. Great is the PNM. And we will prevail. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister, because knowledge is power. Now, PNM people, to bring some tempo to San Fernando, let us give him a PNM welcome to our political hustings tonight, Mr. Colonel Roberts.
Sando, PNM Posse. All you ready? August 14th, all you ready? Paparada, paparada, paparada. Boom, 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 boom. Pam, pam, padam, pam.
This is Caribbean.
Hear me? They had out a slogan. They go win election. They say that it's PNM. This go be the last of them. But what they go do in future? Well, when you see them take over, well, all that was just in vain was what? Because it was PNM back again. We go beat them. What? This election. What? It is nothing. Yeah, it will take a stronger opposition to beat the PNM party today. What? The doctor say, we here to stay. Just play it cool. We come to rule. So get the pass and play we must. Jump up and play. PNM way. Put your hand in the air. All PNM Posse. Boy, put your hand in the air for the PNM. Hand in the air for the PNM. Boy. Boy. Pip, pip. The day of the voting. To hear people talking. Some hailing for ULC, some calling for PDC. But why they were there arguing of who they think should be ruling? The nation was making sure they vote the ruling party once more. We go beat them. What? This election. Sing. It is not. Sing it. It will take a stronger opposition to beat the PN. Put your hand in the air. What? The doctor say. We here to stay. Just play it cool. We come to rule. So get the pass. So get the pass. Jump up and play. Oh yeah. All who vote in PNM, put your hand in the air. Hand in the air. All who vote in PNM, put your hand in the air. Beep, 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 boom, 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 boom. Ding, ding, boom, boom. I pay good attention to the opposition. I see they have Lennox Pierre, a man that we have to fear. They bring in John Peter speaker, but they have their leader. We just have to wait and see what the opposition. When you sing, we go beat them. This election, jump. It will take a stronger opposition to beat the PNM. When you sing, the doctor say, we hear what? Just play it. We come to rule. Just. I want you all here. PNM. PNM. What you sing? PNM. What you sing? What you sing? Who you voting for? Who we voting for? Who we voting for? San Fernando, I love you. August 14th. Do your civic duty and vote. PNM. Great is the PNM and we shall prevail. Love you.
Brothers and sisters, that is the son of the legend, Lord Kitchener. Surely we could give him a better round of applause than that. And you know, talking about legends, I have the distinct pleasure to introduce our next speaker who, mark my words, will go down in our history book as another legend. You know, but before I do that, to continue the tempo in San Fernando, Let us put our hands together and welcome to bring it to San Fernando, Peter C. Lewis.
Listen. DJ, hold up. I must say this. 9 years ago, I was blessed and given the opportunity to write this song. A song called I Must Believe. How much of you remember that? So tonight, I just want to say, great is the PNM and thank you for the opportunity. DJ, let's go now. 199. So listen, everybody, say I believe. I believe. Say we believe. On August 14th, who we voted for? We've come a long way together. Oh, na, na, na. So if you voted for PNM, put your hands in the NXO.
We've come a long way together as a nation, standing side by side. Still a long way to go, we gonna get there, standing side by side.
Hey, I see the faces, the races, the spaces, the places where we all come from. I see the Indians, the Africans, the Chinese, the Syrians, united all as one. We gonna get there on August 14th. Who you voted for? I say we gonna. On August 14th, we voted PNM. Say I must believe. Whoa, you must believe. Hey, we must believe. You must believe. Hey, I must believe. You must believe. We must believe. Yeah, I must believe. You must believe. We must believe. Yeah, yeah. Say I believe. We believe. Say I believe. PNM believe.
Twin Islands blessed with a future, standing side by side, united with love for each other, standing side by side.
Hey, creation, a nation, a whole generation, where we all come from.
The Hindu, the Muslim, the Baptist,
The Christian, living all as one. We gonna get there. PNM people, put your hands in the air if you're voting. August 14th, put your hands in the air. Hey, I must believe. Hey, hey, you must believe. Hey, we must believe. You must believe. Yeah, I must believe. You must believe. We must believe. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, say great is the PNM. Great is the PNM. Thank you very much. I love you all.
Great is the PNM. So, brothers and sisters, you know, this morning I was at the breakfast table with my husband preparing for this afternoon's meeting. And I mentioned to him that I have to introduce the next speaker. And he said to me, you run out of things yet to say about the next speaker. And I said to him, I said, only when you have to make up story and you have to lie, then you will run out of story. And that about the next speaker. And I want Trinidad and Tobago to pay attention to this quotation that was actually a statement that was made by the next speaker on 2015 in his victory speech to this country. The value of the PNM is available to the people of Trinidad and Tobago whenever you need to call on us. And once again, the people of Trinidad and Tobago has called on the People's National Movement. The majority of our victorious candidates are new to the Parliament of Trinidad and Tobago. Many of them are new to my leadership, and some of them are even new to the party. But I want to give this country the assurance that all of us, new, young, and old, will be guided by the fundamental principles of the People's National Movement and the Constitution of Trinidad and Tobago, taken the words of our Honorable Prime Minister on September 7, 2015. Very quickly, brothers and sisters, and especially those who are paying attention at home. In 2015, myself, Laura Lezama Leasing, and Karen Chang had the opportunity to work behind the scenes in our general election campaign. And I remember the night of September 7th, my mother asked me after the election finished, she said, "You're not going down to Balize House?" And I said, "Nah, not tonight." I said, "Why?" Because I did my little part by voting for the People's National Movement. I did my part when I pound the pavement with the PNM. I did my part, my little part, to ensure that the PNM took control of this country. That is the part, brothers and sisters, you, each and every one of you, will be called upon to do on August 14th. And I said to my mother that night, "Ma, tonight I could rest in peace." And why could I rest in peace? The people of Trinidad and Tobago, I could rest in peace. I could have rested in peace then, and I want you to rest in peace and sleep soundly on the night of August 14th. Why? Because I believe we in Trinidad and Tobago, we deserve a strong leader. I believe in Trinidad and Tobago, we deserve a fair leader. I believe we deserve a right leader. I believe we deserve a leader who is leading the right candidates. I believe that he has the cure. That he has the cure for chaos and confusion. Because, brothers and sisters, he is the doctor. Trinidad and Tobago, is there a doctor in the house? Trinidad and Tobago, is there a doctor in the house? Join with me as we welcome to the political hustling the man who has the cure for chaos and confusion, Dr. the Honorable Keith Christopher Rowley.
Somebody touch me, somebody touch me, somebody touch my soul. Somebody touch me, praise the Lord Jesus, somebody touch my soul. Somebody touch me, somebody touch me, somebody touch my soul. While I was praying, praise the Lord Jesus, somebody touch my soul. Life too sweet, I can't complain. The only constant is the change, and we go touch the road again.
Thank you, thank you. San Fernando. You know when you're going down San Fernando, down there only have tempo. PNM tempo. Because San Fernando is PNM, PNM, PNM. Ladies and gentlemen present here tonight, and those of you across the nation in Trinidad and in Tobago, and wherever you are, tonight you could not help but observe two things. One, you could not help but observe the quality of the representation presented by the People's National Movement in Harris Promenade. But you also could not notice that it's almost your bedtime. Given the activities that we've had tonight and the opportunity that we've taken to present all our candidates to you here, I have 10 minutes to tell you something. What you would have observed is the amount of young people from all over Trinidad representing all communities, mixed in with significant experience in a political party that takes responsibility for this nation. That is what you saw tonight in San Fernando. For some people, this doesn't matter. But this is what stands between doing badly, doing poorly, and doing well. Our country is doing well. That is not good news for some people, but it's very good news for the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Political responsibility is the hallmark of the PNM.
And let me tell you how we see our responsibility as a political party. Firstly, is to call to the nation to take responsibility for the country. Nobody's going to come from outside and pick up our thorns, clean our garbage, help us to raise our children. We took that responsibility from the British. We are independent, Trinidad and Tobago. When things are going well, we must acknowledge that and make them go even better. When things are going badly, we must acknowledge that and try to rectify it. But at the level of citizens, we must take responsibility for our surroundings and our nation. As the PNM, we also must believe that we're not here alone. Because we have a responsibility that we share with the whole nation, it is only the PNM that we do what I will tell you here now. We came out of an election in Tobago 2 Decembers ago. You know the score there? They had 15 seats, the PNM won 1. But you know, I as leader of the PNM government of Trinidad and Tobago, what did the PNM Prime Minister do? Our party having lost 14 seats in a 15-seat assembly. You know what we did? I called the cabinet together and I selected about half of the cabinet. Finance, Attorney General, Works, Tourism, Public Planning and Development, and I went to Tobago. I went to the swearing in of the 14 people who won the election and our won. I went to the swearing in. But after we've lost and others were in charge, because I have the responsibility of Trinidad and Tobago, the PNM leadership has to make sure and wants to see that Tobago succeed. It didn't matter who was the government in Tobago, who was in the assembly in Tobago. As Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, I took the cabinet to Tobago because I observed that of the 14 people who won the election, not one of them had any experience in government. And that was a recipe for disaster. They didn't know A from bullfoot in governance. They could bar talk the PNM, they could talk old talk, they could do what they want, they could get you to vote for them. Election day come and go on. The day after election, Kaka walked in Tobago. Who in charge? But I didn't want Tobago to fail. The people of Tobago must get the benefit of what the country has to offer. So we went there, and I spent the time providing guidance, advice, and a commitment to assistance to the Tobago House of Assembly, where we only had 2 people. They had 14 plus 3, that is 17. Understand? That is what a PNM government, a PNM political movement does. Because we believe in Trinidad and Tobago, and we are not here for ourselves. As Prime Minister, we met people in office appointed by the former government. And once we believed that they had quality and something to offer, you're a citizen, the door is wide open, we are the government of Trinidad and Tobago, and you're welcome to participate in our development and our opportunities. And that is why today, the chairman of FCB is a former NAR Attorney General. We didn't only meet him there, we reappointed him and reappointed him because we are satisfied with what he's doing in the bank. That is why today, the chairman of NP is a former UNC member of parliament. But we made a mistake too. We appointed Gary Griffith, a former UNC minister, a former advisor to our Prime Minister. And that was a mistake. Today, I see no difference between him and those with the bracelet on the foot. None. But that's for another time. So here we are tonight, late night, talking about local government reform. Tonight, your member of parliament for San Fernando West made a point, and I want to re-emphasize that point for you. local government reform, the main kernel in that is management improvement. Improvement in the management of your affairs, not my affairs. Your affairs. You heard your MP tonight outline in dollars and cents the expenditure of a development program in San Fernando, which feed backwards to you. Billions of dollars in one area of the country, San Fernando, while other areas may not be on the same size and scale, but development is taking place all over Trinidad and Tobago. Our national budget is a billion-dollar thing, multi-billion-dollar thing. You know how many years Dr. Williams was in Prime Minister office, Chief Minister office, before $1 billion was in front of the government as a budget? But today in this country, billions and billions and billions and billions. San Fernando, how you could manage properly billions of dollars in expenditure, billions of dollars in assets, billions of dollars in ideas and programs with the same old systems from colonial days? How could you? We inherited the local government system. It was the county council. Then it became the regional corporations. Now we're talking about giving them more management responsibility, because that is what your situation requires. So that is the issue in the campaign. But I am not surprised that we are the only people in this election talking about the issue of local government reform, what it means and what it must mean and what you must do on August 14th. You know the reason why? Because those who are actually in office to be a part of the program, like the Tobago situation where there's some other political party that is part of the program. In fact, they are the main program, but we are there with them. You would have heard our minority leader and our minority councillor in Tobago doing their job in Tobago to make sure that the Tobago business stays on track. We don't sulk and go away because we've lost an election or try to undermine Tobago because we're not in office. Because we know on a level playing field, you give us a chance in any race and the PNM will win. And if we don't win, we go and train harder and we come back for the next race and the PNM will win. So we don't have to undermine this country to get into political office. I remember I was there when the PNM lost an election for the first time, 33-3. There were 3 of us in the house, 33 of them. And we stand in front of them mano mano. And the next election, the PNM was the government. I was in Tobago when on 3 occasions, 12 seats in the assembly, 11-1 PNM has won, 11-1 PNM has won, 11-1 PNM has won. We never gave up. We never shirked our responsibility. We stuck with our policies, our programs, our party and our people. And one night, in an election, the PNM won all 12 seats. That is the PNM's record. What is the UNC's record? What is their record? I'm amazed at how they enjoy the bad news of the criminal elements' behavior in Trinidad and Tobago. We admit, we acknowledge, like everybody else is acknowledging, that violent crime is a problem of the government of the day, not only in this country. We admit that we have to face it on a daily and an hourly basis. And some of the actions of the criminals, your children, your own children, murderers that you bred, yours, our society, our citizens are doing things to us that are even shocking us. Horrible criminal conduct. We can't turn a blind eye to that. But I tell you, when that is your entire election campaign, then you have nothing to offer the people of Trinidad and Tobago. You will expect that from now until August 13th, the PNM will be advocating, encouraging you to accept, to understand and support local government reform. I just got from my usual sources the UNC plan for the campaign between now and election. Here the plan. On a week-by-week basis, we'll dedicate it to crime, fear, and PNM incompetence. It would be a series of documentary-style productions using footage of killings, a series of ordinary man-on-the-street interviews, and victims, families of victims of crime that focus on actual examples of police incompetence and lack of police response that pivots to ridicule of Fitz and Erla. Fitz is Fitz-Hines, the Minister of National Security, and Erla is the Commissioner of Police. Both with news stories and travel advisories. High-intensity radio in the last week. High-intensity TV and print campaign on crime. Gary will be the forward platform speaker on this and be featured in pieces. Fitz will be the main focus on the print and TV ads. The plan is to plunge the country into total terror and make the population fearful of PNM indifference on crime. Use a multiplicity of statements of Fitz that crime is not government responsibility and other hands-off statements to position. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the alternative election campaign to the PNM's campaign of local government reform. That is the UNC. So, I don't believe in palm reading. I don't believe in going to see a man to find out what's going on. But when I get it and I read it, I believe that is what they're going to do because they publish it, they print it, and I read it for you. That is their campaign. You know why? Because as we built the road to where we are now, calling the population to come and do your duty and vote for or against local government reform. They have been objecting to it long time. I could point to you to Ken Valley in the cabinet of the PNM who pushed local government reform. I could point to you Franklin Khan who worked on and pushed local government reform, PNM. I could point to you Hazel Manning in the Manning cabinet. Who can they point to in the cabinet of any of that government that wasn't PNM, that local government was an issue or a priority? None. And that is why, as we have brought the issue to where it is now, to ask you, the people, to make your choice. Leave it so or fix it. They can't come now and support local government. So, you know, they print a handbook, a handbill which they're handing out. Suddenly they want to give you the impression what they will do in local government, as if they are not and were not in local government. We in the PNM, we control 7 corporations. The UNC controls 7. We both, as political entities, we know local government experience. So when you see the UNC coming now and putting in pamphlet and telling you they will, as part of their campaign now, they're telling you now, they will hire 1,000 police officers. UNC, you're late. That was the PNM campaign in 2019. We said we will hire 1,000 police officers and make them available to the corporations. I can tell you tonight, we have delivered on that. We already have hired and trained and put into local government 747 municipal police officers. As I speak to you now, another 47 are in training, and we have a last 200 coming into training in September. That is the PNM's promise. That is what is done. They're now putting that in pamphlet as offering to you. That is their offering now. They can't even copy properly. They think done, it done. But you see, they have 7 corporations getting the same kinds of resources that the PNM corporations get. But you know what the approach is? Just as I've read there for you for the campaign, to come to undermine, to mismanage, to misrepresent, to create, as they say, terror in the country. Their approach is to damage your well-being, your peace and good order. So even where they have control, I am being told now by UNC councillors who worked in the UNC who are now leaving the UNC and coming to the PNM. Some of them are telling me that the policy the UNC follows in local government is to tell their councillors, even where they have resources, do not use them, because if they are used in your district, it will make the government look good. Would you believe that? We all never have enough resources, but what they have is complainants, and that is why, that's the policy they're following. I didn't follow that policy. I could have sat back and said, leave Farley and his people in Tobago to make mistakes. And when they make mistakes, it will make the PNM look good. But as Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, I want Trinidad and Tobago to look good. So I don't want them to make those mistakes. But their policy in-house is to tell them, don't do what you can do, and find as many opportunities to blame the government. As soon as rain fall and water in the road, flood politics, right? Flood politics to your waist, right? They love that. Promenade Corporation grind to a halt to tell the country, we can't do anything because we don't have diesel to put in our vehicles. The Minister of Finance came out and said, but I told that corporation, use the money that you have in unspent balance. You are authorized to spend the money. The Promenade Corporation under the UNC that they own Promenade, right? They refused the instructions to spend money that they had in hand, but prefer to come on television every night to tell you they can't go and pick up garbage, they can't use their backhoe because they have no fuel, but they're not telling you that they tried that and the minister intervened and tell them spend the money. Huh? They have Sandy Grande Corporation calling in the press to tell the press they can't use the playing field in Sandy Grande because they can't cut the grass. So if you can't cut the grass and you can't put diesel in your vehicle, who the hell wants you in charge of their affairs? What you go there for? You heard tonight from San Fernando development program. Chaguanas can make the same statements that significant sums of money, central government money, being spent in Chaguanas, and Chaguanas is developing the same way San Fernando is developing. I am so proud tonight to stand here in our nation's second city and hear a report from central government about the development that's taking place in our second city under our PNM government. Because we don't have the option in the PNM to undermine anybody to get political support. We get political support from 1956 to now by telling you about the future, the road ahead, plans and programs, and how good you could be if you take up your bed and walk and follow the PNM instructions. That's how we do it. And for decades we ran this country. From a colonial backwater to today, we are the envy of many. Trinidad and Tobago is a nation to be proud of. So let the underminers, and the dog returning to his vomit, let them be that. We are not that. We have to rely on you, the people, to see sense from nonsense. But the danger, there's a danger in their policy. I want to remind this country, in 2019, election week, election season, a woman left home in Santa Cruz to go on Charlotte Street to buy something to cook her husband a special dinner. It was his birthday. She was shot on Charlotte Street by a handful of punks who were sent there to shoot indiscriminately. Remember that story? Shooting at nobody in particular. Just go and shoot up Charlotte Street. To be able to say that the government lost control of crime and police are doing this, and that was part of somebody's campaign. That woman's husband today, I'm sure he's still grieving. His wife never made it back home. So when you hear how much they intend to rely on crime and crime news, all you be careful. All you be careful. Because I'm telling you something. We in this country, we do have a violent crime problem. Our police, men and women, unlike police of an earlier era, their job now, in this era where the world, especially the Western world, is a place of guns and ammunition, whether it's St. Lucia, Jamaica, Barbados, United States, all of a sudden, there's an explosion of violent gun crime. So you know what police officers have to do when they go on the job? Many of them, their job is to go out there and confront a man and even a woman with gun who are not afraid to use it. And what do you use guns for? To kill people. That is police job today. When you're a police officer now, you ain't going to traffic now anymore, you know. It's gunmen. The bulk of our police officers on the street now, you never know who you're going to confront. Night or day, round a corner, in a car. And that is what we have to do. So what did we do as a government? We resourced the police service. We're supporting the police service 100%. But there are those who will have you believe that Rowley and Hines have a direct responsibility to go and prevent somebody unknown. As I'm talking to you now, there's a good chance that there's somebody somewhere in this country right now planning to kill somebody before daybreak. That's what's happening. That's what's happening. And when we get the news in the morning, it's really my fault. I hear talking to you. I should have been there to prevent that. But you know what the government does? The government went to the source of the problem. Because we don't make guns here. We don't make ammunition here. We went to the source of the problem. And we told the Americans, your country is supplying my country, legally and illegally, with firearms, to the extent where your firearm supply is threatening the national security of our country. We raised that argument at high levels in the United States. The end result of that is this. Before, you could have bought a gun in one state and drive it to another state. Today, if you do that, cross a state, that is now a federal crime for the first time. And it means that all the federal agencies of the United States government will come down upon you. And worse, if you come on the border and you export a firearm or ammunition to Trinidad and Tobago or anywhere else, that is now a federal crime. As a result of that seemingly small change, it means that we now in Trinidad and Tobago have the support and the involvement of all the federal agencies in the United States to fight the problem at its source. I can tell you tonight, already 3 people have fallen prey to the U.S. federal authorities, 2 Trinidadians and 1 American, for supplying handgun ammunition to Trinidad and Tobago. And as this grows, only recently, a week ago or thereabouts, I was in a meeting with the Minister of National Security and our experts and the American experts, where the American government has undertaken, and we have agreed to accept it, to create within our police service what we call vetted units. Vetted units, meaning groups of special police officers, men and women, who are vetted to ensure that their integrity is intact. Because one of the problems that we have is that there are too many criminals in the police service. So when you're going after the non-police criminals, they have their friends in the police service to tip them off, and we have to have vetted units. And I'm telling this country that we are prepared to pay extra to police officers in those vetted units if they will maintain their integrity and help us to root out the criminals in the police service, in the customs, in immigration, and in the parliament. So they want to talk crime. Crime and criminals are not only on the corners, you know. They're inside the parliament. Inside the parliament. So when they talk, it just boils my blood when I see them because I know them have questions to answer. Them have questions to answer. And here the answer. The answer is to flood the country with guns. Nobody is saying that our citizens can't get firearms. We have a system. The same way the Americans are saying to us, you have to have vetted units where you have people who could pass a polygraph test, who you examine on a regular basis to make sure they preserve their integrity, because information, confidentiality is a matter of life and death. I distinctly recall a commissioner of police telling me that he planned a raid many years ago, and when they were supposed to be at the place where the raid was supposed to take place, as he arrived in the office, the phone started to ring in the office. He, the police officer, took up the phone and answered it. And it was somebody saying, they're coming, they're coming. And he said, yes, I reach. It's a police officer calling to tip off the criminal. We have those. We have to get rid of them because they put our lives in danger. The ones that have the integrity that you want, you got to protect them. You got to increase their numbers because we are now in a life and death struggle with the criminals in this country. It's a small number of them. But how many law-abiding citizens are making decisions to kill anybody in this country? None. But a small number of other people are making that decision. You prepared to go to work from 7 in the morning till 4 in the evening and wait for a fortnight to get paid. There's somebody who don't want to spend 1 hour on the job. They want the money and they want it now. And they'll put a gun to your grandmother's head. They put a gun to the pensioner's head. That's what we're facing. And I'm saying tonight, as we face this, I'm calling on the citizens, especially parents and members of families. Some of you know who is doing it. Some of you are providing them with cover, and some of you don't care until death and destruction come to your door. The same I'm saying to you now, that local government is your responsibility. If you have information that could save us from the criminal element, you have a responsibility to assist the police with information. Information. This is not 1962 according to Tony Lee. It's not 1971. It's 2023. And our answer is not some crazy, drunken political leader who telling you, put her in parliament and she's going to pass a law called Stand Your Ground. Many of the victims of crime don't even know the ground they're standing on when they get killed. Far less to have to stand your ground. So in other words, it's going to be the Wild West, Jesse James and the brother Frank, and it's who could shoot better than who. That is what they're telling us, you know. Flood the country with guns and you will know how to shoot to save yourself. I am saying that policy has failed and there's no way it is failing more than in America. And if you don't believe me, watch the American news. You know what stand your ground means? It means that you have a blanket right to kill anybody that you're afraid of or who threaten you. Of course, you would say, I have the gun to protect myself. But there's a side to that. I was talking to a businessman today who told me he's in Florida and he's fishing with some other people. They're fishing off the jetty. And if the hook drifts in the current and goes to the next jetty, nobody could go there to unhook it, you know. Because if you go there by that jetty and the owner of that jetty shoot you, police and ask him because you came by his jetty. He understands your ground cover. He could shoot you. You have seen the news about people using stand your ground law. America has it in some states. They're trying to get rid of it because it allows people to abuse other people under the guise that they were protecting themselves. That is the offer of the UNC. And people who saw firearms license as business and profit, them telling you, they are the expert in national security. And somehow, the answer is more gun and more firearm license. You apply for a firearm, you get vetted, and the police clear you, and you could get a firearm license. That's how it was. That is how it was when Mrs. Kamla Prasad Bisesa was Prime Minister. She was Prime Minister for 5 years. She never changed or mentioned the whole question of availability of guns. But since then, there were people who want gun. But of course, I'm not saying that there are not people who want and who should get. There's a system to deal with that. But that system has been corrupted by the system itself. That system has been corrupted, I can tell you, by the police. So politicians coming now and playing games with it and telling you, well, we're going to give everybody a gun. That is hell Gunpowder House. You people of Trinidad and Tobago, as Orville London would say, you're big and you have sense. Pay attention to what is happening to you. Pay attention. Tonight, I don't want to keep you too late here. You've been a wonderful audience. You are a wonderful party. You are wonderful party members and supporters. Go out there and support your candidates. You would have seen them all. You've seen men, you've seen women, you see young, you see old, you see strong, you might even have seen weak. But I tell you, from Erin to Blanchisseuse, from Carenage to Sangre Grande, from Carapichaima to San Fernando, on the 14th of August, anybody who wants to vote in support of local government reform, there's a PNM candidate of quality that you can cast that vote for. We will count victory based on what you do. It's on offer. The change is on offer. The management that is required to manage billion-dollar development, billion-dollar cities, billion-dollar corporations cannot be jokey part-time people who are not interested. They will tell you in the UNC side that after election day, many of their councillors never even bother to pick up any responsibility for anything in the corporation because they belong to a safe seat. So they don't care what they do. In fact, many of them are being returned now. The intention was to change them, but when nomination day came, they had no candidates to replace them, so they had to put them up again. You know them. You know them more than I know them. You know where they are, but they feel they own the seat. They feel they own your vote. And because the seat named so and so, there is no safe seat in 2023 because the victory is going to be won. It's either for local government or against local government. The victory is either for local government reform or against local government reform. If the result comes in against local government reform, it will be a disaster indeed in Trinidad and Tobago. It's not the first time that something good is on offer and political parties opposed to the PNM, opposing for opposing's sake. They don't care if the people suffer in the process. So let's watch them and watch their behavior in the next few weeks as they seek to make crime and criminal reports the issue. That is an issue, but it is not the issue. Your issue is whether your mayor and your executive council has the responsibility, the resource base, the policy and the program to continue developing San Fernando, continue developing Cuba, Tabaquita, Alparo. And a PNM government is open to working with anybody that you elect responsibly to change the country for the better. That has been the history of the PNM. And that is why we've moved this country from a colonial backwater to independence to Republican status. We are now to host the Commonwealth Junior Games. Tonight I invite all of you, people of Trinidad and Tobago, we are host of the Commonwealth Junior Games that gets started, I think, on the 4th of August and it goes into election week. Do two things. Support Commonwealth Junior Games at the stadium, wherever it's taking place, at our various stadia. And do so and vote PNM, and that will let you know that you are Trinidad and Tobago. Let them leave here with an experience that they will always remember those young people. Some of them, you'll see them in the Olympics, including our own people. Trinidad and Tobago hosting the Commonwealth Junior Games. There are those who will tell you Trinidad and Tobago is not a real place. Anytime you hear that, you know who talking. Somebody with nothing to contribute. Because if you could ask if your house is a home, you have nothing to contribute. You will thief from your own pot. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a time for citizens to get up. And what I am particularly proud about is the extent to which young people, understanding these issues, are leaving the has-beens behind and making their way to the PNM. Young people, come forward with the PNM and take responsibility for this country. You're welcome in the PNM. And when we do that, we do it in the full knowledge that a PNM victory is a victory for Trinidad and Tobago moving forward confidently into a future where we have boundless faith. So ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for your support for the PNM. As leader of the PNM, I am very proud of your support. San Fernando, you've been with us, and I want you to stay with us. Local government is now, what is happening here now in 2023 is a shift of authority, power, and resources from central government to local government that was never attempted in the history of Trinidad and Tobago. Now is the time. Now is the time. Grasp it with both hands. Grasp it with your voting finger and vote for the people's national movement. And when you would have done that, I know on election night, right here in Sando, right here on the Promenade, you'll make more noise, you'll be more red, and you'll be shouting, "Great is the PNM! Great is the PNM! Great is the PNM!" And we shall prevail.
Well, I pray for a day like today, bright and shining, so that glory, everyone with a smile and a smile on your face, bloody guarding of every creed and race. Phenomenal, the lovely atmosphere. In the Lord is our shepherd. Put it up, put it up, put it up, put it up. In the air, hey! I did party start, fantastic Friday. Sincerely from your heart, thank God it's Friday. I'm here to say I love you, fantastic Friday. If what's somebody to move, PNM! Friday, match up the best, Friday, Friday, the mountain start, 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 the mountain all over. Hey, oh, hallelujah. Thank God for soca. Hallelujah. We are blessed by the best, I suggest. Thank the Father in heaven. For every soca that we live on, educate, entertain, culture, we preach and we lead, like the sunlight. Please open your eyes. You don't know. Put your hand in here! Back in here! Back in here! Hey! I need party start, fantastic Friday. Sincerely from your heart, thank God it's Friday. I'm just here to say, look, fantastic Friday. If I somebody move, Friday, my somebody best. Friday, if I'm the best, Friday, Friday. The mountain start, 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 the mountain all over. Hey, oh, hallelujah. Thank God for soca. Hallelujah. We have Christian soca. Hey, hey. Where the flag? Where the flag? Where the flag? Let it fly. Fly.
Play. Yes, what I'm for them? 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 Motion. Left, right, left, right, left. With the rise, and the rise, with the stars, bounce your body and the Trinidad, and Tobago, and the Lord, oh my God, fuck up the black man, rise to the eye, oh you're so capricious, you're so red, I'm a little red, my friend, there's no real money. I want to say black, in here, I had the body stop, fantastic Friday. Sincerely from your heart, thank God it's Friday. I'm your name, fantastic Friday. A voice from all you do. Friday, Friday, Friday. Emotions stop, emotions stop, emotions stop, emotions stop, emotions stop, emotions stop, emotions stop. Back all over. Hallelujah. Thank God for so grand. Hey, left, right, what I'm for them, 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 right. Soca angels. Put on them down. Hand in the air. PNM. Get something and wave. Get something and wave. Get something. Everybody. Say, whoa, yo. Whoa, yo, yo. Whoa, yo, yo. Whoa, yo, yo. Get some. Wave it. Remember, Dumba. Hey. It's carnival. Back and tell them. No. Mr. Police Commissioner, the actors from Panorama. Too long inside, I want to wait in a bar. I ain't killing what you typing it for? Trinidad and Tobago, what you're in. Well done. Hey! Break away. People is plenty action. Wait up. 91 is built in emotion. Hey! Thank you, Mr. Mother. Wait up. What does he make culture writing? I want to speak. Hey! Love you! Somebody scream! Hey! Get something and wave. Get something and wave. Get some. Everybody. Prime Minister. Abubakar. No. Baptist woman. Get provision. She said no. Why she want on the money? So I want and 2 million. So I said, she said, you like that. It's poison of the empire. I want you to be station. What you What you flags? What you flags? What you flags? What you flags? Love you. Break away. Animal is plenty action. Break away. 91 is wings in motion. Break away. Thank you, see some bottom moving. Break away. Want to see the culture rising. I want to scream.
ignorance. Tell them no, no. Special welcome to foreigners. No, no. The nation economy will be.
San Fernando, you have been fantastic. San Fernando, down here is only tempo. And remember, from now until August 14th, breakaway, and everything you do must be PNM, 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 PNM. Get home safely, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you to each and every one of you. God bless you. See you on August the 14th. Great is the PNM. Great is the PNM.